Sapphire explodes, and tiny shards are scattering in all directions. The spirit of Winter's form wavers and blurs, and then it collapses into itself in a cloud of white, pungent mist. The icy walls that surround Draigdurroch Tower begin to tremble. With a great roar, like the sound of a gigantic waterfall made of glass, huge chunks of ice begin breaking apart from the frozen cocoon and falling to the ground below, where they shatter. Within a few seconds, the entire barrier has splintered and collapsed. The sky above the tower begins to glow lighter as the gray clouds disperse. The swirling snow stops falling, and the howling of the chill wind falls silent for the first time since you set foot in the dire wood. The world appears suddenly peaceful, as nature's proper course is now restored.
Yay!
Huzzah!
Yay.
And there were much rejoicing.
Yep. And my gibbering heads come back to life and kill all 4 of you metagaming mother effers.
Metagaming?
No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute again.
I'm playing, guys. Everything's good.
Me and Waylon walked up.
No, you guys are
You got
good.
one attack up.
Yeah, I walked right up to that thing.
I showed him who was boss.
So there you go. Seems like everything is starting to go back to normal. The clouds are starting to disperse. The temperature is now starting to fall. The runes disappear. The altar that the sapphire was basically atop of it crumbles into another pile of white goo, and it starts to clear up. What do you guys want to do?
My luck wants this.
Exactly 124. Frickin' Teresk.
I'm going to
It'd be awesome, actually.
do an Arcana check over the corpse and where the gem was to see if there's anything of value left.
Big Braca, thank you very much for the follow, sir. Big Braca. You see nothing. There's just you really don't even see any remnants of that sapphire. It basically has disintegrated.
Booms in an orbit.
Victory lap.
Yes,
Well, guys,
and the
it looks
bubble
like-
is now gone as well. So now you are literally on the top of the tower, and nothing is saving you from falling now.
And the tower begins to tilt.
Smash is running toward the edge and jumping.
That's a nice
Alright.
end.
Too bad you're slowed and you can only move 2 spaces a turn.
Darn.
So are these clouds?
I say
or
get off
what
the
are
roof,
these
we can
things?
rest, and then head back to Loudwater, I guess.
Well, that was a shitty encounter, but whatever.
That would be my vote, anyway.
When discussion about what we should do next begin, Tamaruk is going to take up one of the books and hold it up in Walian's face and tap it and grunt in his usual matter.
Yeah, I can look through the stuff while we're resting down below. Hopefully with the gem destroyed and the weather starting to clear up, we don't need to worry about any more monsters attacking us in that tower, so...
Are these heads of value or anything?
No,
These crystals.
there's no crystals. They were incinerated by the fire.
And there's nothing on the creature or anything.
No, there's literally nothing on the creature. You search it good, search it in, search it out, nothing.
Do I know where the creature maybe came from? Or what it was?
It looked like it was a manifestation of the gem itself.
That's basically what it was. It is basically, well, I mean, there's some things that you guys should probably find out as well. I mean, you guys haven't really found everything yet, so I mean, just depends on what you guys are gonna do. Are you guys gonna just kind of head back or what's going on? I mean, you guys going back down? You're going to take the Tensor's floating disc and go back down into level 3, or what are you guys going to do? I mean, because I honestly I don't know what you guys are doing. So
I think we're going to rest down below, and while we were resting, I was going to flip
a
through
Mega
the books
Vein?
and see if there's anything
Mage
I could
Vein?
find to
no, I haven't.
of
Sorry,
interest,
I
guess.
read that wrong.
I would like to search
Mage
the
Vein.
pillar real quick, see if there's anything on this gem's pillar.
The pillar disintegrated.
I mean, everything's gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah, everything up here. Yeah, it's basically like just a filmy, thick residue. I mean, that's all it is, and everything else is basically gone. The runes are gone. The rubble's up here still, but the shell that was literally covering the entire top of the tower is gone. There's no more winds. They subsided basically almost to nothing. When you guys noticed that the creature was, hurt, the wind subsided then. But once he went down, all the wind stopped, and it's basically clear up here. Even though it doesn't visually represent it, but yes, it is clear up here.
Yeah, I think we should go down level. I'd like to search the desk down there.
Wasn't Magebane from like 2nd edition or some shit like that? I think. Alright, you guys are back what appears to be in probably the study. And you notice when you're in here now, things are really starting to warm up. And you can starting to stink as well. It's starting to warm up, and it is starting to stink a little bit.
Smelling like Tamanook on a midday.
Smelling like 30 years of frozen shit starting to thaw out now, basically.
So kind of like Tamanook. I mean, he's over 50.
Right? I like that.
Do I see anything on the desk that might be of interest to a perception check?
Sure, you can give me a perception check. Very nice. You notice that desk is protected by a rune. There is a magical rune under the lid of the desk. As you're looking at it, you're able to, as soon as you lift up the lid a little bit, before you lift it up all the way, you notice that there is a magical rune or incantation. You put it back down, and the rune does not activate.
Okay. Hey, Waylon. I might need your help on this one.
When don't you need his help with anything?
Nice.
Alright, so you want me to check out this rune? Is that what's going on?
I feel wanted.
Yeah, let's do arcana checks on it.
Tomorrow night, guys,
Activate it.
is tomorrow
Alright,
night
you
is
wanna assist or
Pathfinder
want me to
Undersea.
assist?
Saturday is Dungeons and Dragons Essentials in the
I will
Nethervale,
assist you this time. So
and this Sunday
since you'll
is
be
a
more keyboard.
viewer one-shot hosted by our own Evan Thrax, and Evan Thrax is doing a 2-week adventure with level 1 characters, and it's going to be a blast.
It's 15.
And was that with a assist as well, correct?
Yeah, that was an
That's to
assist.
assist, but
He's
to
assisting me.
assist.
Okay, got it.
23.
Alright. You two are able to work together, and you are able to assist him to deactivate the rune. You are safe. You are very lucky for deactivating that rune.
Fireball. Do we know what type of rune it was?
What kind of rune? Oh yeah, it was definitely fire. It was a glowing red rune. I should have told you a glowing red rune. So yes, it was definitely fire damage.
And wrote through the desk.
Fireball.
And you could tell that as you were deactivating this rune, and you were counteracting the rune, that this rune would have exploded and pretty much probably destroyed everything in this rune. It was that powerful. And it actually took quite a while to basically disenchant, and this was definitely by Draigdurroch. The level of magic that was used to make that rune was definitely pretty high, but you were able to actually, with the assistance of Waylon, you were able to deactivate it. Alright, so what are you doing?
I'm gonna root through the desk, see if there's anything of value in it.
You looking at the Pelican and the Penguin books there, Tomanuk?
Do I find a penguin book?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you find lots of Penguin books.
I do.
Mm-hmm. You find a beautiful leather-bound journal with the letter D inscribed on it.
Found a journal or a spell book.
Definitely gonna look through that.
I'm gonna check it for traps, make sure there aren't any more runes on it.
That would be sneaky, hiding tiny fire runes
It would be awesome.
inside the
wouldn't
book.
it? I should do that.
You should. Just sorry, book's gone.
You're screwed.
27 looking for runes.
Yeah, you scour it over. There's nothing on it. Nice
All right,
rolls.
I'll
Your guys' rolls have been really good tonight. Last week as well, and you guys have really done a good job. Alright, so as you open up the book, you can tell that this is actually Draigdurroch's personal journal. And it touches up basically on what the other book and the other library was found, but this goes into much more detail. Basically, the beginning entries within this journal talking about his arrival in this area and why he's actually choosing this area. And it goes into talking about, like you've already found out, that the actual Karsus, the failed god, is basically under this tower. And as you start reading along, it talks about he's trying to get in touch with, he's using the powers of Asmodeus to basically permeate this power and bring it back into a physical form. Then you he's talking about there were some contact with early fragments of the dead demigod, Karsus, and that actually he was able to communicate with Karsus telepathically. Now, it starts talking about how, as you're reading on in this journal, how they are planning on bringing back Karsus in the physical form and basically trying to rebuild the old city, the old Netherese city of Kars itself. And then it goes on within the next section of the book. There's just more about communications with Karsus and himself, and then it talks about Draigdurroch is making fun notes of ridiculous fairies that live in the Direwood. Basically, are asking him to cease and desist on everything that he is doing with this hallowed ground. He basically wards off the fairies, Draigdurroch meaning Draigdurroch. Then the Fae basically send an emissary, which he calls ridiculous as well. And the emissary warns Draigdurroch not to tamper with this ground and to remove his tower. Draigdurroch basically responds with a blast and burns the emissary to cinders. Then he put in quotation marks, and I'm in quoting Draigdurroch word for word, being, "Let them feel the wrath of Asmodeus, and soon the fury of Karsus as well." And he wrote that. And then in a final entry that you scour several more pages, he, quoting himself again, he says, "They claim that they will punish me for my actions if I do not heed their warnings. They will punish me? How laughable! I am the mighty Draigdurroch." and then that's it. That's the last entry of the journal.
And then his dumbass got frozen.
Yeah, you don't know what happened to him. I mean, he just basically disappeared. I mean, he thought he was all high and mighty, burnt the emissary to cinders, basically that poor little fairy elf, and obviously they sent more. So
Does it say where the fairies are located in the forest, or?
it does not. It just said the Fae. So
Okay. Well,
But-
what it looks like to me is that basically the Fae sent that guy we just killed to seal off the tower to stop Draigdurroch from doing whatever he was doing. We personally haven't found Draigdurroch, so he's still out there someplace, but that's just a theory.
But, the Nine Hells have been involved in this as well. So, I mean, what does the Fae work with the Nine Hells? I mean, it's weird. Do they work with the plane of cold? I mean, there's just a lot of unanswered questions here as well. A lot of things just are not adding up. But, it's like you were saying, Draigdurroch is gone as well, so. But you have all these books, all these journals. I'm sure you could probably find more information out. But it seems the most important book that you found was that journal. I mean, that is literally Draigdurroch's personal journal. But see here, I mean, would Draigdurroch leave his personal journal behind? I mean, seriously. I mean, unless it was planting false evidence, or
he was driven out.
yeah, yeah. But then you gotta take into consideration his apprentices were frozen solid in their beds while they were sleeping. I mean, you just don't know what happened. So what are you guys gonna do?
Search the rest of the tower.
You guys have pretty much searched everything in the tower. The last thing that you guys didn't touch was that desk. So that was basically everything has been looked through.
Are the apprentices dead that were frozen? So if we went down there, would they be thawed out and waking up?
I don't know. You guys can check if you'd like. But you guys can
we
notice.
take a short rest up here?
Yeah, you can take a short rest. You finish identifying all that that nice mall that you found and everything. So I'm gonna move you guys back to 2, or do you guys want to go to 1?
We'll go to 1. That's where the apprentices were, so.
We searched everything in the thing, right? In the laboratory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you're starting to pass through the laboratory, that place is really starting to stink as well, because and everything is warming up. I mean, it's literally, you could definitely tell. I mean, as soon as you took the tensor's disc back down into the 3rd floor of the tower, you could tell that there was a drastic change in temperature, sort of like just instantly. And now that everything is starting to defrost, a lot of the tapestries are starting to literally fall off the wall. A lot of the golems that are lining the ceilings, they're starting to fall, collapse, and a lot of the stuff was just brittle. But when you get to the 1st floor, you really are starting to smell rot and stench. So you guys can go ahead and move around the 1st floor. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go check the bodies.
Boom is smacking his beak and following Malak.
Yeah, basically, I want you to give me a check there, Melik. As soon as you go into that door, I want you to give me an endurance check. Because it's like a mallet of just stench hit you in the face as soon as you entered this room. So go ahead and give me a. All right, you're almost at the point, and you start to kind of throw up a little bit, but you actually throw up in your mouth instead. So you basically, these guys are still dead, but now they're decaying at such a rapid rate that you can actually tell that these guys, they're definitely rotting, and it stinks like high hell. Stinks very badly.
Time to go.
You don't want any specimens?
No running special.
You could sneak a specimen in there before you have to do another endurance check.
Alright, sure.
Yes. Specimens.
More specimens. Wonder why they died being frozen.
Get a hair sample, right?
You're like, ooh,
DNA.
ooh, as you're gathering your sample, you're like on the verge of like throwing up. You're you guys can hear that from outside.
Boom is digging around with his spectral beak in the foot
Oh,
of this decaying.
Boom, you're in heaven. Boom is in heaven. You can just see him tapping away.
Yeah, you can see each feather shivers slightly, and he looks very happy.
Melik's not happy about his leaves.
You say the penguin is eating the bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
He's done this before.
Time to get out of this tower.
Alright, so you guys get back out of the tower. I can go ahead and basically we'll just RP it from here. So I guess you guys have. I mean, what have you guys? Have you guys
Don't you wanna
taken
show
anything, or
the streamers the hideout yet?
you're not back to Loudwater?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You guys are still at the tower.
Definitely taking the Draigdurroch journal.
And the journal I took, the Warlock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have 6 random books.
Okay. So basically, you guys
Did
had.
Smash find 2 rings? And Wolfbane?
No, there's no rings. Rings.
Are those ones that disappeared with the Wolfbane?
No,
on
he
the
said there
other
were rings on the table from where the vials had been taken.
Oh yeah. The rings. For more. That was a good try there, Heavy. That was a good one. Now, actually, the rings were from, something being taken out of that spot. So it just didn't have the frost, the condensated type of frost that was on the tabletop where everything else was. So it looked like something had been taken off of there. So, and there was basically like a beaker tube full of specimens and other types of liquids and gels and stuff like that. What's up, goalie guy? Where you been, goalie guy?
I would say, how long is it going to take us to get back to Loudwater?
Well, in the conditions that it's in, you're not going to have to persevere through another blizzard again. So, yeah, you guys can get back in probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours at just a regular, hustle. And it's uneventful. You don't see any goblins of the area. You don't see anything. You do notice as you're traveling back, a lot of the wildlife is starting to reemerge. You see a couple bears, a lot of birds flying around. You've traveled past several of the farmsteads, and it looks like their land is a little iffy. A lot of the grass and foliage appears to have some damage, but it could have been a lot worse. So, but you're actually able to make it back to Loudwater. When you walk into the gate, Melik trips on the gate, breaks the damn gate again, and
What?
no, I'm just kidding. What? So you guys are back at the Green Tankard Tavern. So, well, I'll put it this way: you guys are back in Loudwater. Where you guys go is really up to you.
I'm going to wash this rotting stank off my body. So, green tankard incense fine.
Well, it is midnight. Would you guys be cool to continue on for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would love to if you guys would like to. I'm all for it. So,
Sure.
all right, cool. So where are you guys going once you're back here in Loudwater?
I'm going to go
Hey, what's
wash
up, Moonlit?
myself.
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, like you said,
I
let's
think
go
we're
to
gonna go
the
to
bathing
our
house.
camp. Our,
Get our armor
124
cleaned up.
F57. Thanks again, 124 F57 for the follow. I truly
For our
appreciate
hideout,
it.
we all have that all
Welcome
set up
to
yet?
our small community that's growing
Okay, shush.
ever so greatly.
What time of day is it?
Midnight.
It's getting it's not midnight. I didn't say it was midnight. Heavy said it was midnight. No, it's actually getting to dusk, around dusk, and the sun is starting to. It's not going down yet. You probably have about another hour and a half, 2 hours of sunlight left. But as you're walking into town, you notice that there's a sort of like a congregation in the center of town. You know, basically the same spot where Alcine was supposed to be executed. Although it's, there's no public execution, but you can see several nobles, kind of mixing around the crowd. Several other people, lots of people. But you can notice that, you see a couple bright purples, you see a couple yellows. So you notice that there's several nobles around.
Let's walk up and see what's going on then.
No, nothing is happening here at the
Yep.
moment, actually. It looks like the crowd is gathering for something.
I'm going
I asked one of
to
the crowd member.
make a streetwise check to try to gather some info about what's going on around here.
Very nice. I like that, Walian.
Can I bother you real quick with
Sure.
the Loudwater handout map? Once
Sure.
again? It
Would you
seemed to
like
have
me to?
disappeared.
The Loudwater handout map is.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore, at least.
Why did it disappear? That is truly weird. There you go. There's the Loudwater map. I'm sorry
Thank
it
you.
disappeared. It shouldn't have disappeared. That is weird.
22 streetwise.
So you're kind of listening around. You're asking a few people as well, and what it seems is several of the nobles, and possibly the sheriff from the town of Daggerford, is here in Loudwater, and there is going to be an announcement here shortly, and it's going to be an announcement by Sheriff Miller, which is from Daggerford. It's probably not going to happen for probably about another 30 minutes or so. The crowd is starting to amass, and it's going to happen probably in the next 30 minutes or so. There's street urchins, there's some vendors and stuff going around trying to sell candies and boiled eggs and other items. So it's sort of like a
Rotten tomatoes to throw at the sheriff.
looks like a little party here in the center of town. So you guys get about half an hour. You guys doing anything in particular, or?
Is there like a stage that they're waiting for him to
Yeah,
show up to?
Yeah, there's a stage in the center of town, and they're not on there yet. It doesn't look like it's starting, but like the other people have said, it's probably going to start shortly. So.
Is there anybody up there right now?
No. Well, there is, but there's just several. No, it doesn't look like anybody of importance. Just put it that way.
Well, there's going to be. I'm going to walk up there.
Whoa, nice! I like it.
Is there guards surrounding the stage?
If there are, I'll leave that to Malik to sweet talk them.
All right. As you're walking up to the, stand by 1 second.
1,000 times up.
All right. As you're walking up to the stage, Walian, someone bumps into you and says, "Excuse me, sir." And you turn around and you notice that you didn't even see anybody bump into you, but you felt someone bump into you. So you just kind of shake it off. You're like, "Well," but you do hear a, "Excuse me, sir."
Check my stuff to make sure nobody took anything.
All right. As you take your stuff, you notice that in your pocket there is a sort of like a sealed document, and you can look at your handout right now. And I added some information in your handout. So it is literally at the top of your handout. And there is a familiar seal on that document as well. It is your family seal. And once you notice that it's your family seal, you kind of remember now the voice is somebody from your family's establishment, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, apparently I'm not going to go have fun on this